Not work. Oh, there we go. All right.
Good. Okay, here we go. Call the meeting to order at 5:32. We're gonna do roll call, I guess. Mayor goes on here, so just call your name basically.
Yeah.
Okay, Bernardo Merrill, you're present.
Packy Chang, present.
Suzanne Giuliano, present. Helen Costa, present.
We have quorum.
We do. Right. Referral, additional deletions.
I have two things to add.
Okay.
We have I guess we could start off with this if you'd like changes to the advisory board. We have one less member to the advisory board. So should point that out, and also voting on capital projects that could be under new business. Who do we lose? Xiomara Castillo has resigned,
Oh,
so the Anchorage needs a new representative.
I don't think I've ever seen this person.
What about the other? There's somebody else that hasn't shown up in a while.
Yes, he
Is that,
It's
James Curry.
James, yeah.
James was planning to attend the meetings. However, I changed once we changed the date, it was not possible for him to come, so. But he said that he won't have any issues coming to the upcoming meetings now that they're set up way in advance,
Oh,
so that should help.
We need to make a motion for that on.
Yeah, you guys would have to vote on if you want to add, for me to discuss the voting on capital fund.
Okay, let's make a motion to add the voting capital projects for new business area.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, moving on. Any public comments?
Well, John Francisco, from Security, shared with a JP report on our activity for the past 2.5 months. We have been continuing to report all outstanding issues, and I believe activities have been going on normal. As of today, the camera is back up and running. And full visibility has been provided to JP and the town. So those cameras will now be available to oversee the performance of our security officers.
This LPR or?
No, these are our internal guardhouse cameras that allow us to monitor the performance of our security officers. So these are now back up and running. They have been discontinued or have been not operational while there was construction at the other guardhouses, but they are all connected to each other. So they're now back up, they're running, and we're able to see again what the officers are doing.
This inside the guardhouse?
Yes, this is the only area where we're allowed to have a camera. Yes,
So basically, the camera is watching your security guards.
yes, exactly.
Thank you.
That's why I have to.
Thank you.
May I ask him a question?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, the gate's been down the last couple of days.
yes, we reported that over the weekend. Yeah.
Do you know the cause or how many days?
I know the cause.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I can touch base on that. So SFM reported the middle lane issue on Wednesday. I reported it that Wednesday, and on Thursday they went to fix it. Then Friday, both lanes went down. I reported it. And they said that they because it was the weekend, they wouldn't make it. They went today in the morning and fix and resolve both gates. The reason that was given is the first time was one of the one of the rigs was loose and it caused the gate, and when it's loose, it usually stays up. The second time, which had both gate arms, they said one of the systems was unplugged. So I'm researching, I'm looking into why it was unplugged or how did that happen? Unfortunately, we didn't have any cameras at the time to see on the inside. But I'm still trying to look into it because it's kind of strange there. I will get back to you as soon as I hear something on that, but it is two separate incidents on the middle lane. And obviously the outer lane had the same situation as the middle lane and the second incident. So. Thank you.
Okay,
Just to catch up though, are we on, where are we the agenda?
we are.
Public
in
comment.
Public comment.
Or comments, issues, no.
100%. Okay, moving on, all business, minutes, has anybody had? Chance to review, any comments, any issues?
I know it's missing a number.
Yeah, I was gonna say whether we got that number or not, Mr. Gaines. Like how many, someone had not gotten their access card.
Oh,
Which I know we didn't have it today, but I wrote it.
yes, we had, we had 6 additional, we had 444 and then 6, so 438 remaining out of the 1800 that was purchased.
And then it will be amended to reflect.
Any other changes? Add-ons, corrections?
I would, if it's okay with you guys, I'd like to table the crime report update for a future meeting as the PD is not here with us today, so I prefer to do that for another time when they could provide an update for you.
If you have nothing to provide, there's nothing to provide, but I'm looking at I remember the last meeting we asked and you were told we would be provided, so I guess my question is, since we're here representing, right, a bunch of other people that are not presently here, why is the crime report not available to us?
It's gonna be an email.
I'm just saying, if we had a meeting in August, and
I think it's gonna be an email.
but we didn't get it.
One of the things that I'm finding also in the HOA meeting is that even our association, the management company is having difficulty getting it as well, so it seems to be a problem,
They used to send it regularly, now they don't,
right?
that report.
And
Right,
I guess JP, I guess the question is,
There is, I did look into it, and if I give PD enough time, ample time, and I've already, first off, I invited them to all future meetings already. I've let them know that we'd like them for every recurring meeting that comes up.
Okay.
So they're gonna be able to provide us a report, and one of the representatives going forward is planning to attend every single time from here on out. So, I'll make that, I think this is.
Yeah, but
It's the officers.
it's interesting that, I mean, that printout was available for every HOA meeting, it was just available. The printout.
They used to email me.
Yeah.
The crime
So,
report.
Maybe
Every
something
month.
is changing the process where that they're not produced.
I guess I'd have to look back, maybe how
It
Christina was
wasn't a
doing
big
it.
deal before, it was.
I think it was Clarissa was sending, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to look back to see how Christina was getting it or looking into
It
it.
was prior. Before, I mean,
This was before Christina?
before happened. I mean, and the HOAs were receiving timely.
Yeah.
So they will be.
Do you guys recall? I mean, I'd be happy to look into it
It's been
myself.
a while now.
Yeah,
It used to come from the town,
Yeah.
representative.
because it wouldn't come from the town, it would come from PD, obviously, because they would have access to the crime reports. But I'll work with them to see, I'd have to look back to see what reports were actually provided.
but I think I'm with them, it didn't come from the police department.
No,
It came from the town of Miami Lakes, which apparently got it from the police department. I don't recall it
Representative.
coming from the police department. so-
Okay, I apologize.
It was readily available, it was something that.
Yeah,
Who
I,
they must have to and
Yeah.
then she would.
I have to go back and see the method that was used before, and you said this was prior to Christina?
Oh,
Yeah, that has
yeah.
been a practice forever and ever, when those time reports were available.
A long time.
Yeah.
I think it was monthly.
Yes,
Well, let me ask you this, was Christina doing it as well, or did it stop?
We
I
got
didn't
one,
get them from Christina, we would get them from somebody here in the town. I think.
They try to find out.
Yeah, I mean, if you get any information that, you know, obviously prior to me being here, it'll help me to kind of.
Yes,
it was way
look into
before.
it a little
you
bit
did.
better.
So when
So-
we're saying it was a practice.
Yeah.
like, have this there, like, forever.
No, I'll be happy to provide that information, I need to look into the method that it was received and all that.
Somebody stopped the process somewhere.
yes, you're right. Somebody did.
Okay.
We will
I'm
not,
just gonna,
we don't have it.
did we motion to approve the minutes and did we give them with a number for that blank?
Yes.
Okay,
But we don't have, I'm gonna.
so I'll motion to accept the minutes as amended.
I second it. All in favor?
I,
Aye. Against? Motion passes.
okay.
Okay. We got the security guard services updates already, right? So.
JP, do you have anything to add on that?
On the security guard update, everything, you know, SFM's been working really well with me to update certain aspects to make sure that you know, the reports that they provide to us kind of are more more along the lines of what us as the town of Miami Lakes and what Miami Lakes Section 1 needs. So that's helpful as far as being able to provide you guys with data as far as you know, graphs, data, you know, actual data that we can use to look into any gate arm issues, any reporting issues, anything along those lines that's gonna really help us. So I want to thank SFM for being willing and to help us on that end. And as he mentioned, the cameras are back up and running, which is helpful as well. I don't know if I had mentioned this, but they provided DMI feed as well on my phone and on the computer, so I could as well. And yeah.
So the reports are gonna be by lane incidents, they're gonna be
Yeah.
separated.
Yeah, they're separated by lane, they're separated by incident, by location as well, if I was to, you know, because SFM also has other ones, so it's gonna help us to kind of determine if there's anything that's a reoccurring issue. For example, I pointed out before in the past how rain has affected the exit lane.
Right.
You know, in those reports, it'll verify that is the case and all that, and see, maybe find a solution or find out why it's being caused.
Can we have those reports sent to us as a committee so that in our HOA meetings, anything that comes up, at least it's available to share?
Yeah, absolutely. John's gonna be sending me monthly reports, but before any of our quarterly meetings, we can make those, you said that those could be set up from specific date to date, right?
Yeah, when you generate reports, there's a field that allows you to select a custom range
Right.
for the report. So I usually send them for the past 2.5 months, so since the prior meeting. So you can have visibility of all activity that has been reported during that period of time, but we can go into a monthly reporting cadence, and that shouldn't be an issue. And just to expand on what JP indicated, we have moved from, I think we were reporting on probably between 10 and 15 categories. We now have, I think, in excess of 45 reports just for Section 1, based on the type of incident and the location of the incident. So they're being very specific. we're now working with our supervisors and our officers. So they are trained on which report they need to use when they actually report on something. Because the field has expanded so much that we need them to be familiarized with that feature.
And it's been broken down, like he said, it's a lot bigger of a field because it's been broken down into specific categories. And, you know, for example, it's well, just based on the recurring things that we've seen, whether it be the lights not working on the gate arm, or if the gate arm is stuck in the open position or stuck in the closed position. So just to
More details.
more details is better.
So can you send us the last report that's available?
This has just started and they're actually still working on implementing it. But by the end of this month, by the end of October, we will be moving forward with the new method. So
I know, but there was a report that's not in, doesn't have the 45 different details, but there's less detail.
I sent it to JP
Yeah, you can send-
last week, so he
Yeah,
should. have
like
it.
I said,
Send us that, and then obviously if you're gonna report on more categories on a monthly basis, then I don't know whether to send it to us on a monthly basis or send it to us prior to our meetings. The reason why I'm hesitant to say part of these meetings is because if you send it a day or two before the meetings, like, I don't necessarily have the time to stop and kind of do it, but if you send them on a monthly basis, I have more chance to actually review them and share them with the community, as well as have questions if necessary for this meeting today. So if you get them monthly, I'd ask, unless anybody's opposed, just send them over monthly to us, and that way it gives them more opportunity to review it.
Yeah, no problem. I can do that.
On unsafe subject, I'm looking at the minutes from the last time. And I know there was a conversation about the ordinance saying the guardhouse is to be manned 24/7. I think I know the answer, but I'm gonna ask it anyway to John, if I may. The guardhouse, when I say 24/7, your guards have like break times and so forth, where it's not manned for whatever time period, correct? And then I had also asked about the status of the bidding for the service contract. When I say service, it was to service the arms. That, yeah, we started expressing how we thought the delay time was too much, and with the minutes reminding me is that we were told that was out for bidding again.
As of Friday, it was sent out for bidding.
Okay, so it just started the bidding process.
Yeah.
When does that end? Like, when did you, how long is that process?
I'd have to check with procurement and get back to you on that, and I can email you once I find out that answer.
It began Friday or is gonna begin Friday?
No, it began on this past Friday.
It went out this way.
Yeah, it went out this
Okay.
past Friday.
Okay. If you could help us with how long that procurement process is, that'd be great. I don't have any other questions on the security guard.
And this is the same contract that we reviewed a few months ago, giving us far as the content of it.
I've never seen the service contract. So one thing is the SFM contract with the guards, and I'm talking about the company that repairs the arms.
So right now, we don't have a specific contract with a maintenance company that works on the gate arms. That is the contract that's out for bid right now.
Okay,
Right. And we're not gonna spend
Anything else?
not for me on that issue.
Well, I'm sorry, what was the other thing that you had mentioned about the 24/7? Do you have a question about that?
No, I asked SFM. Yeah, it was discussed last time because we're going to the letter of the law, the ordinance, the way I'm understanding it is supposed to be manned 24/7. And I wanted clarity is there are time periods where it's not manned.
Correct.
That was the question, I just confirmed.
Do you know off the top of your head the times that are slotted? I believe it's
I don't remember also, it's in the post orders, and of course, those are the regular, lunch breaks. But then, of course, they have the restroom breaks, which should be shorter. But,
I believe at one of the meetings, somebody, and I don't know who, maybe I'm wrong. My recollection is that somebody said that we didn't want to put in a public record exactly the times of that are gate arm not, the gate not being.
Oh, it's,
armed.
it's in the post orders.
Okay,
It's written.
okay, I got you. But anyways,
There's a those in the post orders. There are specific times when they are supposed to take the lunch break.
okay,
Now, having said that. It could get delayed because
Right.
at some point it can get busier. For example, there was a time where all the gate arms were stuck, were down. And I was out there with the guard and we were working to drive traffic and it just so happened to be at the time of their lunch break, so they pushed it back. So that's an example of what can happen. But typically it's supposed to be at a certain time and I will get you those. I know it's in the post orders, I've passed that out before, but I'll get
I
it.
wanna say 11 a.m., 3 p.m. No, 11 a.m., 7 p.m. and 3 a.m., but I would rather check the post orders to provide.
I believe that's correct, yeah.
so you did
My
send us the
memory.
post orders, by the way, as of the last meeting, but my question was not as to when is the breaks. My question more is to point out is there are time periods where there are breaks and it's unmanned. I'm just rehashing a point that is,
Yeah, the specificity of the 24/7.
it's important to me. And therefore, I want to make sure there's been no changes. It wasn't about what time is it unmanned.
Understood.
It's just that it is unmanned during certain times.
No problem.
That's all. Back to you, Chair.
Okay. We've already discussed the X6 card update. So we can skip that. and go-
Well, I gave you the number for the last one,
Okay,
Yeah.
so
just to update you again. Now we're down to 435 remaining.
inch by inch. So. When you get 20. Oh, you get it at 0. Thank you. LPR update.
I received the shipment. So we are awaiting installation.
Wow.
I'm not so happy. Why do I say that? Because the last meeting, it was told to us, installation will take place in 4 to 6 weeks. That was on,
It has been 4 to 6 weeks.
no,
We're on the 6th week. It's supposed to be installed at some point this week.
not to be a jerk, but August 22. The minutes say, the minutes say. Installation will take place in 4 to 6 weeks. You just said I received shipment. Now we're working installation, so under my, if this is the 6th week, is it scheduled to be installed this week? I don't think so. So that's my question is, what's the projection as to the installation? Another 4 to 6 weeks from now?
No,
I'll take what you give me.
No, I think it too, but I mean, again. I
That's
just
a
want to
fair-
be able
sorry, I
to go
can't
back to
believe
my,
you.
my community is gonna come back and say, oh, when, now when? So I guess my question to you is now when? What's your projection now for installation?
Like I said, we received the shipment. Now we're just waiting for the installer to come and set it up. Should be sometime between this week and next week at the very latest, it should be installed by next week. We already have it in our possession and just. the
Before
installation
Thanksgiving.
part.
Oh, Halloween.
As I'm listening to Elena, I feel like I'm back in the courtroom. Right? The weird stuff.
Just
Discovery,
asking a
Yeah.
question.
factual.
I watched
Love
a
it.
trial.
This is my element.
I watched a trial today. It
do I
was
stick
pretty
on it?
interesting. Yeah. Almost us.
You're right. You're right. I was off on my time. I said 4 to 6 weeks. We're at our 7th week. So you are correct.
No minutes.
I'm
They
just
are.
trying to, I'm just trying to, I'm not trying to be like, I want to give.
I got busted.
I was
I got
about to-
busted.
It's odd, I was about to.
The
address
importance
this
of my pen.
Council. Your Honor.
Look, I already know when something is due, say tomorrow. I tell my clients it was due a week before, because I always know the dog ate my homework. I got sick, I got caught up, and then finally I can comply. Anyway, I get it.
You are in contempt.
I have nothing else on the LPR. Thank you,
I didn't
Vicky,
have laptop.
for the new updated targeted installation completion situation.
Speed bumps.
Back to you, Jay. Okay.
Oh, my
Here
God.
we go.
Here we go.
I know there's a big drama here.
Speed bumps, we sent a, confirmation, to Miami-Dade County to seek confirmation to see if it's okay to go ahead and install.
Mhm.
We haven't received word yet, so I don't have much more than that at this time.
But it's a green light from,
It's a green light
Miami Lakes.
from the town of Miami Lakes,
Okay.
the council approved for the visitor lane only
Mhm.
for a speed bump. Now it's just obviously making sure that we're following the proper rules and procedures.
Is this a permit application that you filed?
Who did you send it to? The request?
Public Works,
It has to be a
handles-
permit.
yeah,
They
pub-
don't, it's not just say, hey, can I do this?
Well,
a
it's,
permit
I believe what they
process.
sent out is clarification if it is possible in that to put it there and the permit. So I'd have to double check with Public Works. I'll get back to you. Once I receive any answer, I'll go ahead and email you all to let you know.
Thank you.
awesome, okay. Skipping. Oh, I sent you the information of who. You went, my report.
Clarissa?
Yep.
Okay,
Clarissa, yeah.
I'll,
I said that, didn't I?
You did.
Who's Claire, so it's one.
I don't know if she's still here.
Oh,
I gotta get my source.
I'm sorry.
so I'm assuming that what happens is because Clarissa runs social media, so she probably would get this information from Post PD. Post on social media, and then what was the person's name that was before?
Christina,
Christina,
uh-huh,
so probably Christina, probably got it from her and provided it to.
no, we got it from Clarissa,
Yeah.
Direct.
From source.
Really?
direct. And if she skipped a month, she sent two, sometimes she would send two reports,
Mhm.
you know,
Okay.
like the month before and the present, so she was pretty good with that,
We
but
used to
then.
also have an officer come around meeting, but. That kind
Yeah.
of stuff as well.
Yeah.
I went ahead and have added them so that we could have a report on a quarterly basis at the very least. And I will try to get you on a monthly basis, those reports to excellent. Improve that situation, to live up to it.
Okay. Budget 23-24 update.
I provided the finalized budget after the council approved, so. I don't think there were too many changes, if any, but feel free to take a look.
So this has been approved by council?
Yeah,
Okay, so this is the budget.
yes.
If I review it with all the other ones or anything like that, and have any questions, I can email you.
Absolutely,
Okay.
you're always welcome.
All right. I'll look at it over and see if anybody else has any questions, so.
And also, if I forget anything like this, like the reports or anything that you guys want, go ahead and reach out to me, I'll be sure to have them prepared.
First thing I'm blowing up on my 17. I can see it. Next one. I will not have these anymore.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, you
Oh,
go
In the
surgery.
surgery?
I'm getting cataracts out and I'm putting a trifold lens on each eye. I'm done with this. Just can't deal with it anymore.
I didn't even know technology was that advanced.
Cool. Yeah, I can't. This is just too crazy.
Yeah, budget reports are always the same. Purpose.
Hmm.
Any questions on the budget?
Not right now.
Okay, well, so mid of it, we have them. Landscaping update.
Landscaping update, well, last August, we updated, the flowers, callias. And then, December will be the next time that they are updated. I don't have at the moment the flower that will be, replacing the callias. But as soon as I know, I'll go ahead and provide that.
We still want at the end. Where the lagoon happens, every time it rains hard. It gets flooded and all that water goes into the flowers at the very end of it and don't they get all destroyed?
Yeah, well, I think that might be something that could be not done during rainy season, but now that's not gonna happen.
I should mention that council did vote on whether to leave the flowers or remove them. And it was voted down, so it stays the same, so the flowers will be changed every month.
I think there is, which we discussed something, I don't remember how we
I
resolved.
mean,
it.
I'm sorry,
Oh, we did
every
resolve it.
quarter.
Was the drainage.
Yeah, and they did clean the drain.
Right.
And it worked on the first flooding, but then the second flooding. it went back.
It's no matter what they do there because of the way the lake is the issue, the level of the lake. When it rains like it does, it's gonna get flooded, it's gonna get and then you get the cars coming through and throw the water on top and it basically kills everything. So I mean, is it something like maybe we could just fill it with rocks and maybe some kind of tree or something that can take that abuse versus the flower? I mean,
You're talking about the front end?
The back end. I suggest that we maybe get some recommendations for one, because now, like I said, rainy season's over.
Well, you just said town voted it down, but we leave the change out of the flowers.
The change
I'm
out
in
of-
favor of a change out of the flowers, but. But I do know that there's a drainage issue there that I think that if,
Some of the.
instead of ignoring the drainage issue,
Mhm.
what can we as a committee do to move on the drainage issue? That's the question.
Yeah,
That,
I'd have to get back with Public Works on that to see what can be done.
because it is,
We
it
can get an
is
update on that.
it is
We can get an
definitely a-
update on the drainage issue there.
definitely, an
Make
yeah,
decisions.
even not such a heavy downpour. Especially on the exit lane
Yeah,
area,
that's what it gets.
it, no matter what, so I don't know, but I think that's a public works issue. So instead of saying, let's ignore the public works issue, then I understand why play flowers if they're gonna ruin during the rainy season. But I think, why are we ignoring the drainage issue? Let's deal with the drainage
You
issue.
got that whole street,
Absolutely, it's horrible.
front of
horrific.
the little school and everything.
And I do believe at some point there was a flooding in the, near the guardhouse as well, so.
Yeah, it went all the way in, yeah.
That whole street.
Yeah, but I also think that these have been very unusual events that we've had this year.
Do you need a motion or just directed to get?
To find out what Public Works about the
Yeah.
drainage
Yeah.
issue. I could get that regardless, but as far as. I need to get clarification if that's something that amongst the committee,
Right,
there's something that we could do about it.
right.
No, we just need an update on it.
Yeah, I can get you,
To
like
make
I
a
said, I don't
decision.
need,
To make a recommendation.
I don't-
Either-
What to do with those.
As a committee, if we have it within our voting, I guess, to do a recommendation to the town. Then if we get that direction, we can go there. But if we're told, no, there's nothing we can do,
right,
I think we could still give direction to the town as a committee going into section 1, we're recognizing a drainage issue at the guardhouse area. So I think by one way or the other, we're still, the message is still,
Just know what's the
right.
deal with,
Yeah.
is that's not a French drain there, that goes directly to,
it's connected to the lake, that's my understanding.
without a French drain? I don't know, I think
I'm not
that would be. a
I don't even know what a French drain is. French, English, Spanish, what kind of drain?
They're all French.
I thought it was German.
You think they're German now, they're French drain. I used to work in the water, I'm a water person, so I know a little bit about it.
Jippy, the only thing I want to bring up on the flowers, and I think we brought it up before in the past, is that last year. They removed the flowers and left it like just dirt the week right before Thanksgiving, and our issue was. Come on, the week that I'm gonna say is most people have family coming in or out or whatever. Our guardhouse looked at was under construction.
So
So I
they,
know you're saying that the next change out is scheduled for December.
Right.
And I think it was before you, so I think it was Jeremy as to they were gonna try to see if they wouldn't do that. Because maybe they scheduled it for December 1st, but they go and pull it out the week before,
see what
which
you're
happens to
saying.
be the week of
I see
Thanksgiving,
what
and
you're
it's like. Then it looks like horrific. All year, we're waiting for these flowers and all of a sudden then they pull them out. So that would just be,
Yeah, the thing is that it was left without for a long time, rather than
like a week or so.
normally.
Yeah,
there's-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was a delay on replacing that happened. last
Yeah.
year.
okay, I will get back to you on that as well. Let's see if I can maybe push it back, but worst case scenario, once I find out the date of it. Then I can,
Well, they
Really
do it,
can do it away.
you know, do it right like normal.
right, if they're gonna, like, maybe pull it the same day or whatever, that they're
Well,
gonna.
not
install.
leave it like a week, we had dirt, we had dirt for a week.
Get the dirt look.
So before, and then maybe, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the minutes from last meeting. Under new business of last meeting, we had talked about perhaps improving the public comments and making sure they're reading for the record. And it's just a comment we wrote on the minutes. I don't think we took action on it. I guess my question to you is, and maybe I should have asked it before, is there any public comments that were given by email or something like that that we're not aware of? Okay.
No, and anytime I do receive them, I'll read them into the record.
And what's different in this minutes you see that actually put the names of the people that were speaking. I normally would say a resident.
Right.
Because I thought they were so intense and targeted that I wanted to put their names to, so I did name their comment. Which I usually do not.
New business.
Just wanted to pass along that, the council voted on capital projects and how they're gonna be taken care of going forward. So now, going forward, starting now, is any capital projects that you all vote on, no matter the amounts, is decided by you, goes to council. Council makes a decision. Once council makes a decision, it goes to be voted by the community. How it's gonna be voted on is still to be decided. It'll be voted by the community. Once the community decides, it goes back to council for a final approval.
These are capital projects that have to do with our service area, or this is all of the town's capital.
NSDs,
The NSDs. So
anything,
they did get something, they did get the vote, one vote, the one.
so
No matter
anything,
what the amount.
no matter the amount, it could be $1, it could be
I'm gonna
50
do something
cents.
for $2.
Anything that is a capital improvement. Now, having said that, anything that is existing. That already exists is not
Not a
considered a
capital.
capital improvement. If we ever need to change the gate arm system, that's
Lights.
lights on the gate arms,
Yeah.
things like that, so things along those lines, guardhouse renovations. Whatever the case may be, that is not a capital improvement. Adding something like adding an awning
Right,
to the guardhouse would be considered a capital improvement.
So we give the order of it again, is it something that we recommend goes to council?
You recommend something,
Uh-huh.
you as a board vote on something, it goes to council. Council votes to move forward with it, it goes to a vote. Once it's voted on by the community, it goes back to council for final approval.
Okay.
But it goes to vote to community if council,
If
Approve.
council approves it,
if council knocks it down, it dies there.
correct.
And that's one of the every 2-year votings. Or what kind of voting, when is it, does that voting
He
happen?
says he doesn't know.
No, this is there, so they're still deciding how to move forward with the voting.
Okay.
Apparently by next council meeting, they'll have a way of,
You need a mail
voting.
first, the people will vote.
yeah, it could be mail-in, it could be, I know that HOAs has a way of voting. A system or whatever that's already in place, so they're looking at different avenues of how to proceed with that. But just so you know,
So we
whatever
don't have
you
any
decide,
capital project. Thank you.
We don't, but we discussed, remember there was a meeting
The upgrade.
and there was a lot of people talking about changing what our gatehouse looked like.
Right.
And so that conversation kind of moved forward and then from there,
So I think that's the next.
but again, that would not be considered a capital improvement.
This is an existing.
It's an existing, yeah, anything that is a renovation, anything that is a replacement. Is not a
it's
capital.
not an
improvement.
improvement.
okay, so the conversation was, I don't know, it was one of the meetings and a lot of people showed up.
If
We
you
had a
have
lot
to
of,
change the roof.
Yeah.
It's not a capital improvement,
No.
even if it's a better roof, you
Still
know,
a
it's
replacement.
the replacement.
I think the conversation was the layout of the house. In the sense of, is there better way to have the house and have the guard be able to view. And then I think it was a day that we really had I'm gonna call it a full house.
Mhm.
And we had not, I don't remember who it was, but there were several people that were like saying that the guardhouse looked ugly and and whatever, why don't we make it look better? And then it was probably before you, JP. And if it was, which I think it was,
Yeah.
Jeremy came in and said that somebody in Royal Oaks they had just like approved something, so he was.
I just
he was
finished
gonna go back and
overseeing
give-
the renovation
They
of
took
the
it
guardhouse.
over, they took it over to the council meeting. Remember during the council meeting, that one section was gonna do the whole house or something? And that's when they all.
Okay,
rolled
so
up.
can we make a request to see what the improvement have been in those guardhouses in Roanoke's?
I
Like
think
pictures?
that's where Jeremy was gonna see, he was gonna find out, and just to give us an idea,
Right,
like what they did and how much the costs were.
Well,
And
I oversaw the project, so I can.
Okay,
I'll
sure.
happy to
so
share.
the next meeting, yeah, we like to see what they look before, what they look like now, and how much they cost, so that we can.
I have to look to see if I have, because it started when I was here, but the contract and all that was done prior to me. So I'll find all that information for you.
can we add this like capital project, this conversation, can we add it to old business for next meeting so that we can,
Capital projects for next meeting?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have info on like how they're gonna vote, how the community votes, you know. If we don't put it on the old business, the conversation kind of dies, and I wanna have it, so at least we can get an update from you as to the mailing and.
You need a motion for that?
If you, yeah, I would make a motion for the new business items for next meeting, what it is that you guys would like to add. So if it's the guardhouse,
Well, is it a new business?
that would be a new business item.
Yes. We voted for your recommendation today to add to new business today. The voting on the new capital projects,
That information.
Right.
and we motioned
That
and
was
we passed
just,
it.
right, that was for me to provide you with the information.
Okay,
If
so
you'd like-
now I need a motion to add the new business.
Can I just add it to the
Like-
whole business?
Yeah, can we just do capital projects update?
It would be a new business, because what you're. The guardhouse renovation, you never went through with it, you never. Did it, what you're asking
But
for
right
is-
now, we're asking for him. We want to know about
Right.
how to mail, how the committee's gonna mail, which the
Okay.
council's deciding yet. We want to get information on what happened in Royal Oaks, how much what it looked like, how much it cost. Is that right? The renderings?
Yeah.
Give us an idea.
That would all be new
New business?
business, so I would put that as new business.
I motion to put it in new business.
We have a second.
I second it.
All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, so just for clarity, new business is to provide info on the Royal Oaks guardhouse renovations. And was there anything else that you wanted to add as? a
well, the
capital?
renderings, the expenses, and also to get the information on whatever happens on how the community's gonna vote. Did you explained to us today that
Yes,
it gave us the process, but how that voting by the community. is gonna
By
take
mail, by app.
Right. and that will be decided in the next council meeting.
Okay,
So once they have that, I will
okay,
have.
so that would be part of that new business line
Correct.
item.
Suzanne,
Yes.
any new business?
What?
Any new business you want to bring up? Something? Nothing, no? Anything? Yeah,
No, I want to thank SFM again. There's a huge difference from before to now. So I like to acknowledge that because I'm always one that's complaining. So I'm just being honest, you know?
Appreciate it.
So
I'll be
keep
happy
doing
to
what you're
share that
doing.
with my team.
Keep doing what you're doing. Don't get upset when I do complain.
Maribel.
Oh, thank you.
I give brownie points to Dixon. I'm just gonna tell you, I don't know if that's what I go in and out more often when he's there, but that gentleman. I don't care what it is, he stands outside, he takes his time, he takes the picture. You can tell he's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing it right. Not to say that everybody else does it wrong, but I have seen other people kind of like, the gate goes up before you came to a stop and I'm like, there's no way you got that, you know, but. So,
Yeah, Dixon is sound.
Yeah,
I
so you can give them a raise.
I'll give her a gift card to our college.
Yeah, I don't have any business or proposals, but I do still continue to wish and hope that people would drive slower. Being in the gate, rather than taking off.
We have a motion.
And I just,
So I,
people more than they did, and it's like.
I actually had a conversation with Omar from Public Works about that today. So one thing that is possible to do is to add signs, slow down sign, or put up a sign that says one vehicle at a time at the gate arm will lower after each vehicle, something like that. And then you could move the stop signs up, because right now the stop signs are behind. You've seen where the stop signs are like right there where the guard gate is.
Yeah,
You can move the stop signs up ahead of the line and put a line up front in front of it.
yeah,
Those things will help.
it'll help. Just
That
slow
would be
down.
my recommendation to you all.
I
As
thought there was
something,
a sign though, but I think the sign on the arm going up and down is on the entrance, not on the exit. Now that I'm. There was definitely a sign on the way in.
there's a sign all the way right in front of the flower bed.
Right,
If you were to. put
Going in,
one-
going in.
Right, going into
That
that.
does say the arm goes up and down.
I would put that more closer to the actual gate arm. Because right now it's so far ahead and people are they're already speeding through right past it. If we start putting signs like slow down, then the next sign saying vehicle stops, per each vehicle, something like that. It could help.
this tells me that these are the same people that, when you enter in a highway that they're supposed to let you in, but then they don't. It's like one and one and one and one. I am assuming that these are the same people that do not do that either.
Yeah.
When there is a one, courtesy thing, right? They haven't been to driving school, nobody does that anymore.
That only happens in Miami.
I know, believe me, I mean,
Yeah, you need breathe.
I spent a month in Iowa, oh my God, people stop for anything for you. No, you go, no, I go, no, you go.
Yeah.
It just, for some reason, I have very few things about me, but it doesn't mean when people just want to like. It's my turn.
I'm gonna pay attention. The other thing I think is people don't look, they don't read, they don't care. And so
They're not.
I think that's why when, or at least when I learned that speed bumps was a potential possibility, I was like, okay, because you don't have to read.
Right.
You're gonna wanna slow
They're
down,
gonna bump you.
even though those bumps are they're not that big, but at the end of the day is, you normally don't wanna,
But it's
But I-
not just the exit lane. I'm also talking about the entry lane.
Oh, yeah, entry.
Slowing that down, like
Yeah.
moving the stop signs up.
Yeah.
And by the way, that would not count as a capital project because there's already a line there and there's already a stop. sign.
There's already a
Just, slowing.
okay, so hold on, can we put that then on new business next time? And that way, I think all of us can take the time to look at the things so we can have. Right now, you're gonna, and I don't remember where the stop sign is, I don't remember what signs there are, but can we? Would that be a motion to add the new business to discuss the positioning and or whatever of the stop signs and signs? That's my motion.
We have a second.
I second
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
There we go. The positioning and the actual signs.
I like that. Thanks. Okay, I think. Nope. Nothing new. I have nothing new. If that's all, folks, make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Wow,
Opposed?
how efficient are we?
6:22.